Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Total Football Talk. So, we're going to look at the latest news coming out of Manchester United at the minute, and as always, there's news, plenty of it. So, we're going to look at, a bit on Quenda from Sporting Lisbon. There's obviously plenty of talk about him coming to Manchester United in the summer, and get your thoughts in on that one. He's a 17-year-old kid from Sporting. Obviously, Rubin Amorim knows him well. Get your guys' thoughts in below, and girls, and anyone who's watching, drop me a line. See what you think. Do you want him? 17-year-old, been very impressive in any of the games I've actually seen him in this season, more the Champions League than obviously in his own league. But yeah, we're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at a link that we have with the Bournemouth centre back Dean Huijsen. Huijsen, can't pronounce his name quite right. But yeah, we'll have a quick look at Manchester United taking a look at another centre back, probably someone we're going to need, and then we'll also look at some of Arnie Slots' quotes yesterday that have come out. Obviously they lose to Plymouth, and he's got to refer to Manchester United. Like, everyone has got to bring Manchester United into the conversation. So we'll have a look at what comments he said, and we'll get a take on it. But okay, we'll look at the top story, and obviously it's Quenda from Sporting. Manchester United are tracking him. The one thing that kind of frustrates me a little bit is monitoring Manchester United FC. It's what we do, but Rubin knows him really well. Rubin's brought him through from the Sporting Academy, and he's made him into a vital and integral part of the Sporting team. So, I'm not sure what we're scouting in some ways, because obviously the board have to make a call on whether, the money, which is in and around the £30 million mark, is whether he is worth the money. So that I do understand. But I mean, Rubin's worked with him closely. He brought him through. He knows him really well. He probably has a good idea of what type of character he is, whether he believes he's got the mental fortitude to deal with wearing the Manchester United jersey. I mean, obviously that is hard to tell, because I can imagine even Rubin's finding it difficult, sitting in that dugout, managing press conferences and everything else that comes along with Manchester United. Because as I said before, he's a young manager. He's still learning his trade in some respects. He's done very well where he has been in the past. He's come to the hardest league in the world. He's come to a league that he's probably, he won't have had much sort of interaction with this type of league, because he's kind of fresh to it. So he's going to make mistakes. And we've got to, I say we've got to allow him to make mistakes. I'm just hoping he can find his way through his mistakes and balance that out with enough sort of enough will, desire, and and quickness of thought to try and get through some of the difficult times, so he can start to achieve what he wants to achieve. But that also comes with the board giving him the players that he wants. So if Quenda, wherever you say it, if he is the one, if he's one of the players that's actually going to make a difference to Manchester United, then I think Manchester United have got to go and get him. If he's his number one target. Now, obviously, I can imagine there's going to be other clubs in for him, so it's not just going to be Manchester United in for him. Liverpool will probably go in for him, because I think he would fit their system really well, and my God, would he make a really good player for them. I'd say, Chelsea, because they spend a lot of money, and I'm going to have a quick comparison on Chelsea and Manchester United, where we are with that one. But Chelsea have probably got a lot of money still to spend somehow, so they'll probably look at it. And I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester City have at least scouted him and taken a little kind of look at him. I know they've got Savinho, but I mean, Jack Grealish has fallen off a cliff, so maybe they'd want to replace him with Quenda. So they'll be out looking for him. So obviously we are sitting 13th in the league. We are dreadful. So obviously the allure of the name is one thing, but the situation that we're currently in is something very different. So I don't know whether we can pull this one off. I think we have a chance, because obviously he'll know Rubin Amorim, so he'll know what he understands the system. So that will be hopefully an easy transition. It's just all the other stuff that comes along with it. Can he deal with it? And that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, as I said in the title, a kind of a reference to the old song, Quenda, Quenda, Quenda. Will Manchester United get him? Will he be mine? Will he be ours? Will we get him? Will we hopefully chase him in the summer? If we do, I hope we wrap it up quickly, and that we get him in quick So there's none of this waiting around to the end of the bloody transfer window. Got to get him in. Got to get him in quick. Got to get him integrated into this squad, into the culture of Manchester United, to understand the enormity of this club and everything that comes along with it. The sooner he gets integrated with that, the better chance he will have of making an impact at Manchester United. So I think that's where we are with that. Please, if you're watching, give me your thoughts on it. Would you like to see him come, or do you think we should avoid him? I'm on the camp that Rubin is really interested in him, wants him. From what I've seen of him, I think he could be a very, very interesting profile of player to bring in. And I think he could work well on the right wing for us, or on the left wing. He can play on both sides. But yeah, I think he'd probably play on the right side for us. And then maybe we can move Dogroot over to the left. And then maybe Dalla will either have to revert to playing as back in the back three, or maybe he'll just become a squad player, or maybe we'll end up selling him because he's potentially worth a bit of money. So there's a lot to unfold from all that, and see how we move forward. But that's kind of my take on it. And then we know, as I said, so and the headline actually, sorry, what I should have done is the headline had come from Record, that they'd said that Manchester United, insist on Quenda. The left-hander's performance captivated Manchester United, present in the derby against in their derby against Porto, and obviously they'll be evaluating him when they play Dortmund in the Champions League. So that's where that was coming from, and there was just kind of a secondary follow up on that. Again from Record, saying Manchester United were looking at the match on Friday night against Porto, and again they'll be scouting him at the Dortmund game. As I said, we shouldn't have to scout him too much. Rubin Amorim knows enough about him, so I think this should be a quick mission, in, out. Let's start making pre-contract negotiations if we can. If we're going to do this deal, let's get it done fast so we can get him in as quickly as possible, integrate him into the squad, and let him get started. But yeah, guys, if you're enjoying the content, if you could hit me a like, that would really, really appreciate it. If I could get 10 likes on this video, it would be absolutely amazing. I'd love it. Really, really help me out. And a wee subscribe if you don't mind, if we're all good and you're enjoying it. Happy days. Come and join the little tribe. We're growing all the time, and I appreciate everyone. Got about 43, 44 followers now. Absolutely loving you guys. Thank you very much for joining me on this little journey. Really appreciate it. Okay, we'll carry on with the news and enough of that nonsense. So Manchester United, MUFC, MPB are talking that Manchester United are tracking Bournemouth centre back Dean Huijsen, I think it is. Now I've seen him quite a bit this season in Bournemouth games, either against us or playing against City and Liverpool, etc. And this young lad has been very, very impressive. He scored the winner against us when we played them, or God, was it the winner, or was it? He definitely scored against us anyway. And he is a very impressive young lad. He reads the game really well. He's very aggressive. He knows he can play out from the back, and he's a threat from corners, which is something that we haven't had much of. I know Harry scored the other night, which was brilliant. Offside goal, yes, but Maguire should have been able to score a few more goals for us. But Huijsen is definitely a player that I think will bring a lot. Lose Johnny Evans, we're going to off Martinez. God knows when he's going to get back, and will he ever get back to be the player that he does. Luke Shaw is Luke Shaw. He's sitting on the treatment table as always. So we're just forced there. So two of them are definitely going to go. One might go. And one, well, not might go, but Martinez is going to be an interesting to see how he gets back, and then Luke Shaw will just be sitting on the treatment table. So we're going to have to bring in someone. We definitely need him at the back. If he's going to play three at the back going forward, we'll need cover and we'll need centre backs. So maybe Huijsen and young Aidan Haven will be the young players to come in there. But just a little one on the young players. Obviously, a lot of Manchester United that we're looking at, Huijsen, he's 19, 20, and then you're looking at Quenda, 17-year-old. We're looking at a lot of young players, and the guy Frank from is it Fluminense, the young Brazilian lad. Again, we are looking at young players that will technically be started. My fear is dog experience, and we are bringing in potential. Now, dog potential, poison potential, Quenda potential. We are putting a lot of potential basket, and I'm fearful that something come along and just we're just left with yoke and nothing else. We just everywhere. We need experience. We can let experience go. Casemiro will also probably follow out the door. Eric probably go. But we can't just let them all go. I mean, we've got to place some kind of balance in this team. To call young players. Much Rubin wants to integrate young players into this team, which I'm for. That's what Manchester United's about. The United way is through the academy system. Academy players in, making their name, helping bringing the club to glory. Long way to go. Don't know where it's possible. Mission one in a couple. I just think it's mission impossible because I just can't see it. But we are putting a lot of in a lot of young players right now, and the shirt weighs heavy. And, is going to work out. So, are we potentially going to sell these young players to make profit? Is that what we are in this for? You look at the Chelsea model to come in and spend, was it 1.2 billion? And we're a minute. They just got knocked out of the FA Cup. They're not in the League Cup. The problem in this league because they're longest minute. They don't. It's probably a bit of a, the fact fans who win money and that they don't win it. So that would be an absolute shocker if they don't win it. And obviously in the league they were in, a lot of Chelsea supporters didn't feel like they're actually in the running for it. I can't understand, but they were up there and then they kind of blew it. 7 games where they kind of faltered. So, and that all comes back to my centre. Manchester United are looking for a lot of youth. Chelsea have brought in a lot of youth players, which are very good. In their midfield, they paid hundreds of millions for these players. We're not going to be doing that. We're still going to be bringing young players, but they have found it tough. They've got a manager who's adjusting and adapting to the Premier League, like Rubin Amorim is. There's in some ways there's some kind of mirroring of both sides here. Obviously, Chelsea have gone with real money on what they to be, shares of the future. We're going to be looking for the rough diamonds and hopefully try to kind of polish. So Chelsea are still struggling to get to where they want to go, and they've spent 1.2 billion. What are we doing? We're probably like Kobe and Nacho. One of them probably going to go in somewhere to serve that they also help bring some of these ones. So we're selling youth products. Hopefully they're enough, but they won't be. So some will and some of them won't work, and that's part and parcel of football. But that leaves us in a difference. We rely on the youth of today. There's got to be some experience in there and around them to help them move forward. I just hope the board don't overlook this, because if they do overlook it, it'll be a massive oversight. Maybe we'll be able to pull off, but I will struggle in that, because Manchester City will look at then 175 million euros just in the January transfer window. Liverpool will spend because they've got money and they're going to want to improve, and they will go out season. I can imagine. Chelsea will carry on spending. Everyone else, we need to catch up, but I don't know if we can catch up by having cut measures put in place. With this bring young players in. How are we ever going to catch up? That's what you think. Catch up. Get your thoughts in. The Manchester United are going to catch Liverpool, City, Arsenal. I know obviously City dropped off a little bit at the minute, but I'm sure they'll come roaring back. They falter for that long. I mean, I hope they do, but I just can't say it. I think they'll come back. Come back probably. Will Manchester United fit into this whole kind of pantheon of the top six? Where do we sit in? Yeah, let's be having you. So, and then obviously just to wrap it up on a little bit on Arnie Slots, you want to look at it, yes, he had to make changes, but he still had a very good squad out there that should have done a bit better. Obviously, they didn't. But Arnie Slots then decided to bring Manchester United into the conversation and talk about the constant long balls, the second balls, long balls, second balls. It's all difficult for every team. You know, we had it with Manchester United at home, for example, as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I don't know what he's absolutely babbling on about there, Old Slot. You know, some people would say you disrespected the cup. I Alex Ferguson used to find a way to bring in a second string team and get through some cup games. Yes, we lost some as well, so you know I'm not going to go in on that. I'll have the same energy as I do for everyone else. They made a mistake. Maybe Arnie Slot didn't fully understand what the FA Cup meant to us in England. You know, maybe he just misread the situation, and Liverpool faltered. But to bring Manchester United into the equation is hilarious. And you know, he went on to say they had a similar playing style, low block, you know, kicking every ball long, and then frustrating, or you know, and so I think today we played with ones we played with today because the players need game rhythm. So on Arnie Slot there, he is talking about Manchester United playing a low block, which yes, we did defend, but we went toe to toe when we could, and we made it difficult for Liverpool. And what are we meant to do? We're awful at the minute. So we meant to just go there and play full on attacking football and get ripped apart by Liverpool? No. So why? I don't understand what Slot's problem is. Yeah, and you Slot didn't lose to United. You know, it was a draw. So I don't understand why he needs to bring Manchester United into the conversation, but then everybody needs to bring Manchester United into the conversation. Maybe he needs clicks and likes for the old Liverpool bank balance. I don't know what he's talking about there. I'm sure there've been other teams this season that have also played in you know with a similar style of football against him, but no, he has to bring Manchester United into it. You know, just it's funny. But anyway, guys, that's your latest news and that little bit on the Arnie Slot thing at the end. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Keith, and yeah, please check out some of the other content if you're enjoying this one. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon.